Chapter 65. Negligence. Rimuru was walking around the two divisions, just strolling through. That was when figures covered in black came out. Two division members? State your business. Rimuru just smiled. Rimuru? I'm here to ask Captain Soifan for her hand in marriage. All the members were shocked. That's when a hand hit Rimuru on the head. Soifan. What is wrong with you, Rimuru? Don't say stuff like that. She was blushing. Rimuru? Ow, but it was true. Soifan just ignored him. She had come to understand his character over the years. Soifan. Why are you here? She was still trying to be serious in front of her team. Rimuru just smiled and hugged her. Rimuru? What, I can't visit my woman when she's pregnant? He was hit in the face by Soifan. His face was red. Soifan. Don't say stuff like that, you idiot. She stormed off. Rimuru just laughed and followed her. In her office. Soifan. You always cause trouble. It's enough people think we're dating. Before she could finish, Rimuru pushed her against a wall with their face close to each other. Rimuru? But we are. He kissed her. After a few seconds. Soifan. You idiot, don't do that in the office. She was steaming. Rimuru. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Soifan took her chair. Soifan. So why are you here? Rimuru. I'd like to know what's gonna happen to Rukia. The room was quiet. Rukia was brought back by Renji, and by Akuya she had given her powers to a human. She was currently in prison. Soifan. She will be executed. Rimuru. I see, man, this is problematic. Soifan looked at him. Soifan. Don't do anything. Rimuru. Haha, I promise I won't, I give you my word. Soifan looked at him. Soifan. You better not. Rimuru. I won't interfere, but this is strange, well, just have to see how it plays out. He stood up and kissed her again and left. Thinking to himself. Man, things sure are picking up her, huh, Seal? Seal? Haha, no spoilers. Rimuru. Yeah. He just left back to his house. And so days passed and Rimuru was just relaxing until an alarm went off. Trough the entire Soul Society. Intruders. 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 Rimuru got out of bed. Rimuru. Seems like all help is breaking loose. He smiled. Rimuru. I'll keep tabs on everything for now. He went back to his bed and used his skill to watch the events play out. After a few hours. Rimuru. Looks like they gonna crash into the wall and just cannonball themselves through. Haha, flashy entrance. And so he kept keeping tabs on everything until late at night when he heard a knock on his door while he was drinking. To his surprise, it was Yuki-take and Kairaku. Kairaku? You, how could you drink without us? He didn't even wait for Rimuru to respond. He took a seat and poured him some alcohol. Yuki-take? Sorry to burst in. Rimuru just waved his hand. Rimuru. It's fine. So what's up? Yuki-take? Well, a lot. I come to check on you since I didn't see you today, but it seems you're doing fine. Rimuru. Sorry, I've just been busy. Kairaku? I can see that next to invite me. Rimuru just smiles. Rimuru. Yeah, sorry. So it seems things are taking off out there, huh? Yuki-take? You are right, some Ryokas is running wild out there. Rimuru. I see, I heard the alarm, but I figured Grandpa Yama would have handled it by now. Seems I was wrong. Kairaku? Yeah, those Ryokas are slippery. Rimuru looked at them. Rimuru. Alright, what's up? You two wouldn't be here to just talk with all that's going on, so spit it out. Kairaku and Yuki-take looked at each other. Kairaku? Yeah, you're right. We need you to talk about something. Rimuru. Is it that bad, huh? Yuki-take? Yeah, we could be branded enemies of the Soul Society. Rimuru raised an eyebrow. Rimuru. I see, so what's the plan here? Kairaku and Yuki-take looked at each other and nodded. And so they begin to tell Rimuru their plans to stop the execution. After staying quiet. Rimuru. I see. To be honest, K also think this is weird. Why would they go through so much trouble just for little Rukia? So I'm in. What do you need from me? Yuki-take and Kairaku looked at each other, then back at Rimuru. Yuki-take? Nothing? Kairaku? Nothing? This took Rimuru back. Rimuru. Wait, what? What do you mean nothing? Kairaku? Yeah, just don't act on anything that we do. We don't want to fight you along with Yamamoto. Me and Yuki-take will stall him. Rimuru pouted. Rimuru. This is so unfair. I swear, why can't I ever play along with everyone? Yukitake just laughed nervously. Kairaku? You are too strong now, so it only makes sense. Rimuru? But still, fine, I won't do anything, so when Grandpa Yama tries to order me, I'll make an excuse and leave. Yukitake and Kairaku just smiled. So the three of them continued to drink the night away while everything was going on in the Soul Society. Chapter 66. No remorse. The Soul Society has been in chaos over these few days between Rukia's sentence and the Ryokas that are running wild. Everyone has been on high alert, all except for one lieutenant. His name was Rimuru Tempest. Currently, he was walking towards his friend and captain of the 10 Division Toshiro. On his way there, he has been greeting people without a care in the world. He finally made his way towards the office, only to find Toshiro giving orders to his soldiers. Toshiro? We have been tasked with the job of finding these intruders and bringing them to justice. I won't expect failure among my men. Dismiss. They all scattered, leaving only Ranjiku and Toshiro behind. Seeing this opportunity, Rimuru walked over towards them. Rimuru? Yo, you guys seem busy. Is everything alright? Toshiro and Ranjiku looked at him with a dumbfounded expression. Toshiro? What do you mean if everything is alright? A captain has been killed. Rimuru just stood there shocked. Rimuru? What? Ranjiku? Yeah, it was Captain Aizen, those sick Ryokas. Toshiro? We will find them, don't worry. Rimuru just stood there frozen. Toshiro, seeing this, walked over to his friend. Toshiro? Don't worry, buddy, we'll catch those bastards. Rimuru finally came to his senses. Rimuru? Oh god, no, tell me this isn't true. Ranjiku? I saw the body myself. She looked down. It was quiet for a while till Rimuru spoke up. Rimuru? Those bastards, I swear I'll kill them. Toshiro patted his back. Toshiro? We'll get them. They will face justice. Rimuru? I swear if I get promoted to a captain seat just because a spot is opened up, I'll kill those bastards myself. Toshiro and Ranjiku were dumbfounded. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. Toshiro? What, that's what you're upset about? Ranjiku? Are you that heartless, Rimuru? Rimuru looked at them. Rimuru? I couldn't care less about Aizen's death. If he died, then that just means he was too weak. I have no sympathy for the weak. The strong survive. And he walked off. Toshiro and Ranjiku just stood there with a blank expression. They both couldn't believe just how heartless Rimuru was. That he doesn't even care about the death of a captain. Rimuru was walking back toward the 13th Division, but he stopped at the 11th Division because there was a commotion outside. Since he wanted to see what it was about, he chose to go over there just to see Yuichiro talking with the squad, and their captain is nowhere to be seen. Yuichiro? Kenny is currently healing in the 4th Division, but before he left, he told me to find the Ryokas first because they are fun to play with. So I want you all to find them first and bring them so that Kenny can play with them again. Now go and find them. As the soldiers left, Rimuru decided to walk up behind Yuichiro and hug her. Rimuru? Hey, princess. He kissed her on the cheek. Yuichiro? Blue, don't just walk up to me. Rimuru just smiled. Rimuru? I'm sorry, but I saw the commotion outside, so I came to check on you. Is everything alright? Yuichiro? Yeah, it's fine, it's been fun these few days. Everyone here has been enjoying themselves, even Kenny. Rimuru? I can see that. So what's the word from the top? I can't imagine old man Yama being happy one bit. Yuichiro? You know him, he's never happy. Rimuru? Since tomorrow is the day Rukia gets killed, I'm sure it's gonna be a crazy day, right? I can't wait to see all hell broke loose, haha. Yuichiro? You seem confident. So I'm sure what you say is true. So what will you be doing? Rimuru let her go and started walking away. Rimuru? I'm gonna go and get me some popcorn for the show that's about to go down. He disappeared, leaving Yuichiro just standing there. Yuichiro? He never changes. Nothing ever concerns him. She turned around and left. Rimuru was finally back at his division, walking and greeting them without a care in the world. Rimuru started singing. Rimuru? I'm walking on sunshine. Rimuru stopped and saw his captain sitting outside of his office, so he walked up to his and sat beside him. Rimuru? You captain, you look like you've seen a ghost. Is everything alright with you? Yukitake? It's fine, I was just thinking about Aizen's death, that's all. Rimuru? Well, there's nothing anyone can do about it now, he's gone. The only thing you can do is move forward. Yukitake just remained silent. Rimuru? So is everything set for tomorrow, Captain? Yukitake didn't answer, he just smiled at Rimuru. Rimuru. I see, well then I hope everything works out well for everyone, because honestly I need a vacation or something. Yukitake. Haha, I can agree with that, so do I, hopefully it's after tomorrow. Rimuru. Yeah, hope for the best. He stood up and walked away. None said anything else, both leaving to prepare for tomorrow's event. Chapter 67. No remorse. In the secret underground training area stood Ichigo and Yurichi. Ichigo was furious at Yurichi. Ichigo. Damn, why did you stop me? Yurichi. I did it to save your life, Ichigo. Did you see who stood in front of Rukia's cell? Ichigo. What do you mean, that guy with the blue hair that was dressed strangely? Yurichi. Exactly, if we were to face him we would have both died. You should be lucky he didn't decide to give chase, or all this would be over. Ichigo. Fine, if he's so bad, what was he doing there? Yurichi. I also don't know, from what I know about Rimuru, he shouldn't care about anything that's going on. Ichigo. So is he really that strong? Yurichi looked at him. Yurichi? Haha, it vexes me terribly, but if we were to fight him, we wouldn't even scratch him. Ichigo was shocked. A few minutes earlier. In Rukia's cell. Rimuru was making his way there. At the front of the door stood Byakuya and Renji. Rimuru just strolled up to them with a careless smile. Rimuru. Yo, what's up? Renji and Byakuya looked at him. They didn't pay his lack of formalities any mind, because that's just how Rimuru was, and everyone understood that. Byakuya? Lieutenant, can I help you? Rimuru. I sure hope so, I came to visit little Rukia a bit. Renji just grinned at him. Renji never liked it when this guy was near Rukia. Renji would never admit it, but he was jealous of how Rimuru would act with Rukia. Renji also knows there were a lot of rumors about Rimuru being with a lot of women. Byakuya? Do you have the right to be here? Rimuru. Did you forget I can do whatever I want? Byakuya, it's the privilege of the strong, you wouldn't know anything about it. Suddenly the tension rose. Rimuru? But anyway, keep up the good work, I'll go say hi. He just walked past him without a care in the world. Rimuru made his way to her cell. He stood in front of the bars. Rimuru. Hey, Tiny? Rukia looked at him. Rukia. I'm not tiny. Rimuru. Hey, yeah, you are. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you seem smaller. Rukia just glared at him. She had to admit it was nice that he didn't treat her any differently than usual, and she appreciated it. Rukia. So why are you here talking to a criminal? Rimuru. Oh, I was bored, so I figured I'd come see this supposedly dangerous criminal, but it's just some cute little girl. I gotta say I'm not impressed. He smiled at her. For the first time, Rukia let out a real smile as she looked at him. Rukia. I see, well, I'm sorry to disappoint. Rimuru. No, it's fine, that doesn't mean I don't like it. Suddenly they heard a loud bang outside. Rukia. What's going on out there? Rimuru looked at her. Rimuru. It's nothing you need to worry about, just wait here. He looked at her. Rimuru. Trust me, everything will work out just fine, you will not be hurt in any way, I give you my word. This was the first time since Rukia met him that he was so serious. That's when she realized he was going to do something that would get her free, and she wanted to protest this, but his next words shut her up. Rimuru. You can come out, Ichigo and Yurichi, I know you're here. Rukia was silent. Suddenly two figures come out. Ichigo pointed his blade at Rimuru. Ichigo. Step aside. Yurichi just stood behind Ichigo looking at Rimuru. Rimuru. Put your weapon down and leave, and I'll forget I ever saw you. Ichigo. What you think I'm? Before he could finish, Yurichi grabbed him by the shoulder and ran away. Rimuru just smiles. Rimuru. Seems she's still scared of me, I can't blame her, I am mighty. Rimuru looked at Rukia. Rimuru. Don't worry, it will all be fine. And he walked away, leaving Rukia in her thoughts. Back to Ichigo and Yurichi. Yurichi? We need to get you ready so that you can at least be a match for Byakuya. Ichigo. What about blue hair? Suddenly a voice came from behind. Rimuru. It's foolish to think you could ever match me, so don't even try. Ichigo and Yurichi turned around. Ichigo pointed his Zanpakuto at Rimuru. Rimuru? If you point that thing at me one more time, I'll break it. Yurichi stood in front of Ichigo. Yurichi? Ichigo, don't, this is not the time. So Rimuru, what are you doing here? Rimuru. Oh, I'm just here to see what you're up to, I'm kinda bored, so I figured I'd come to see what you're up to. Yurichi didn't even question it, she had come to grips with Rimuru's personality. Yurichi? I see, well that's okay. Ichigo? Wait, what, and we're supposed to trust him just like that? Yurichi? Trust me Ichigo, Rimuru does not need to lie. He has always been like this, let's just focus on your training. Ichigo glared at Rimuru. Ichigo? Fine. Chapter 68? Showtime. The entire Soul Society was in chaos with the death of their most beloved Captain Aizen and the defeats of Captains Araki and Mayuri. Also having trouble not finding the Ryokas that are running wild out there. Today is also the day of the execution of one Rukia, the traitor that gave her power to a human. While everyone had been getting ready and preparing for a day like this, there was one man who was walking around like it was just a normal day. While everyone was busy or in a hurry, he was just strolling through the division. This man was of course the lieutenant of the 13th Division, Rimuru Tempest. Rimuru Pav. As I'm walking around, man, everyone seems to be busy, man, this is something. I saw Captain Yukitake and Kairaku standing there talking to each other, so I decided to walk up to them. Rimuru? Yo, is it just me or is everyone on edge, huh? They both looked at me. Kairaku? You can say that, Rimuru. Yukitake? Yeah, it is a busy day. Rimuru? I know, right, the line at the bar was empty, not that I'm complaining. He. Kairaku looked at him with jealousy. Kairaku? That's not fair, Remy-chan. You should have said something. Rimuru? Haha, my bad, but if you two will excuse me, I have something today, I'll see you later. After some time I made it to my buddy Toshiro's house. Rimuru? Yo, Blanc, you in there? Toshiro opened the door. Toshiro? Do you have to be so loud? Rimuru? My bad, haha, mind if I hang out here with you until later, I don't have anything to do. Toshiro looked at me. Toshiro? Sure, why not? I walked in. Pav. It's finally noon and we made our way to the execution. To my surprise, there were only a handful of people there: Captain Unohana and Isane, Soifon and Amida, Kairaku and Nanao, Captain Toshiro, Captain Yamamoto and his lieutenant, Byakuya, and then finally Captain Yukitake and Rimuru. While the kids' corps were getting ready, Yamamoto spoke. Yamamoto? Do you have any final words? Rukia just closed her eyes and said nothing. Yamamoto? I see. He hit his staff, then the Kido Corps members released it. So everything played out. With Ichigo arriving and stopping it, then throwing Rukia to Renji, and then Yukitake and Kairaku put their plan in action to destroy it. Soifon, Amida, Isane, Byakuya, and Chirage chased after Ichigo. However, Soifon 222 was taken away by Yurichi. Yamamoto? What are you two doing? Yukitake? What's right? Yamamoto? You dare stand in the way of the law? Kairaku grabbed Yukitake and ran off. Rimuru just stood there with a shocked expression. Rimuru? Man, they just destroyed that thing like it was nothing, so cool. This causes everyone to look at him. Rimuru? Ahem, I mean bad, very bad indeed. Unohana, Toshiro, and Isane looked at him, since only they were still here. He looked away. Yamamoto looked at Rimuru. Yamamoto? Why are you still here? Why are you not chasing after those criminals? Rimuru? But what about Toshiro, shouldn't he be chasing after them too? Toshiro? Hey, don't put this all on me. Unohana just smiled at the two of them, already guessing what was going on. Isane looked confused. Yamamoto hit his staff. Yamamoto? Enough, you both will go and catch those criminals now. While I deal with Yukitake and Kairaku. Rimuru. Toshiro just laughed. Toshiro? Don't worry, let's take our time. Rimuru and Toshiro walked away slowly. Yamamoto? Kids. That's all he said before disappearing after Yukitake and Kairaku. Leaving Unohana and Isane behind. Unohana? Follow me, Isane, I need to check something. Isane? Of course, Captain. They walked off. And so after some time, after all hell broke loose, the entire Soul Society received a message from Isane that Captain Aizen, Jin, and Tmsen are behind everything that has been going on. While everyone was making their way to the hill cornering them. Aizen? To think we would receive such a send, I'm glad. Yamamoto? What's the meaning of this, Aizen? Aizen? Ah, Captain Commander, I see you made it as well. Yamamoto? How dare you cause such disturbances, you three shall be executed immediately. Just then a garganta opened behind Aizen, Jin, and Tmsen. Yukitake? You're joining the Hollows, just how far have you fallen, Aizen? Aizen? How foolish of you, Yuki-take, all I'm doing is rising to another plane of existence. That's when Rimuru and Toshiro showed up. Rimuru? Haha, see, I told you Aizen was the bad guy. Everyone just looked at the two of them. Toshiro took out some money and gives it to Rimuru. Toshiro? What can I say when you're right, you're right. Everyone just looked at the while thinking, don't they realize this is serious? Aizen? Lieutenant Rimuru and Captain Toshiro, it seems you two have been suspecting me. Toshiro? Well, Rimuru was right, Aizen, you owe me 100 bucks. Rimuru? So what now? Aizen? I hope you are ready because I'll be your god pretty soon. The three of them disappeared. Rimuru and Toshiro just looked at each other. Toshiro? Told you they always wanna be gods. Rimuru? Yeah. He gave Toshiro the money back. Toshiro? Pleasure betting with you. Everyone just kept watching them. And so everyone got their injuries healed by Squad 4. The captains held a meeting to talk about what their next step would be like.